This is our lake of swans and other things. So what are these people doing here?
Tell us what one is.
Well, I'm trying to collect. Usually there's a fairly large range of macro and microinvertebrates. And the kids are going to take it and they'll have little containers and they'll be using microscopes or magnifying glasses. So all of these little white dots there, markers, I think. Pretty hard to see with your camera. Yeah, that's fine. It's not that exciting.
No. And what's supposed to happen?
Well, can you see all of these tiny little things darting around?
Yes.
It's just for the kids to have a closer look at under microscopes, basically, in class.
The black swan is a large aquatic bird found in estuaries and waterways of Australia. While its plumage is black, its flight feathers, which are only visible when it's flying, are white in colour. It has a bright red bill with white strip across its tip and red eyes. The black swan can vary in size from 110 to 142 centimetres and weigh between 3.7 and 9 kilos. Its wingspan is between 1.6 and 2 metres, and males and females are similar in appearance. The male bird, however, is slightly larger than the female and has a slightly longer and straighter bill. Black swans have a lifespan of up to 40 years. Black swans make a high-pitched musical bugle-like sound with honks. This is most common when in flight. It also croons and makes a whistling noise while nesting and breeding, and it may hiss aggressively if threatened. The black swan flies slowly with its neck outstretched. It has a slow wing beat. While graceful in the flight and in water, the black swan walks rather clumsily and slowly on land. For this reason, it only comes onto land when food is more abundant there than in the water.
Along with the swans, the Albert Sailing Club is also an enthusiastic user of this lake. And as summer approaches, members are busily preparing their yachts.
The black swans are found in temperate and tropical lakes, rivers, estuaries and swamps of Western and Eastern Australia. They prefer large bodies of shallow water. Because of their large size, they also require unobstructed waterways of at least 40 metres to use as a runway for taking off and landing. Black swans do not migrate. They are nomadic, travelling from place to place in search of suitable water bodies with an adequate food supply. They often travel at night, and when flying in a group, they form a line or a V formation. Black swans are herbivores. They eat aquatic and marshland plants and algae. They also eat vegetation along the shoreline. In shallow water, the bird dips its head and neck underwater in search of food. In deeper water, it upends itself, submerging up to half its body weight, and filter feeds, sometimes running its bill along the surface of water to capture floating plants and small insects. Black swans reach sexual maturity when they are about 2 years old, and most start breeding in their 3rd year. Breeding can take place all the year, but usually occurs between February and May in tropical climates and between May and September in the cooler temperate climates. Once cygnets get beyond 14 days old, one of the first things to go is the free ride on mum and dad. Cygnets are noticeably larger and heavier, too much for mum and dad to shoulder the weight of. So although mum and dad will no longer ferry them around, the youngsters are still equivalent to toddlers, so the pen and the cob will still closely care for them for at least 6 months, but with decreasing intensity and attention. All family groups of swans have favourite spots where they like to stand, preen and sleep. In the little stations they create for themselves, swans do have a life where one day is very similar to the next. The family sleeps together as a group, with the male and female swans making sure their cygnets are always close by, especially when they're still young. At first light, the cygnets will start to stir, and you can hear lots of their contented calls coming from them. The pen will lead the cygnets to a sheltered spot, somewhere out of the main flow if they're on a river, or to a suitable area of gently sloping banks if they live on a pond or a lake. Once at their chosen location, all the individuals will have another preen, and once this is done, which can take about 30 minutes, they'll take a nap.